The comedy horror movie Renfield, to be honest, this one was quite underwhelming. It just tried too much, and the stuff it did do, I've seen it before 100 times. But at least this film is somewhat entertaining. You know, this film could have been a lot better in my opinion, but at least it's not an outright dumpster fire. There is some fun to be had with this one. So the story of this movie is that Renfield, he is a servant of Dracula. But there comes a point in time when Renfield is tired, and so he gets help from other people in order to break free once and for all. And from there, it's a film I thought that was disappointing several times throughout its runtime. And honestly, I really thought this movie could have been much better. But at least when it came to Nicolas Cage playing Dracula, that was brilliant. Like, Nicolas Cage is an actor I've been watching a very long time. I grew up in the 90s, classics such as Face Off and Con Air. And this is one of his better roles within the last few years, that and the unbearable weight of massive talent. And just seeing him ham it up as Dracula, to me, it was the most entertaining parts of the movie. At the end of the day, while I wouldn't call this a horrible film, it doesn't do enough to make it a great one either. Now, had the 2017 The Mummy film had not been a failure, then we would have never gotten this comedic Dracula. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Dracula movies out there. Some of them are horror films straight up. But the mere fact they was able to get Nicolas Cage, who did a great job playing him, and you know, just seeing his mannerisms as Dracula, and then there's the chemistry between him and Nicholas Hoult. It made the movie somewhat entertaining, like I mentioned before. It's just the mere fact that there is another story to this. That is Awkwafina, she's playing a police officer. You know, she's looking for the people that killed her father. I was like, I don't care for this other story. It felt like two different movies. And it just made the film all the more odd to be watching. I mean, there's the supernatural element of Dracula, and then there's the crime-esque, you know, family. I just thought it didn't mix well at all. And yeah, there were some parts of the film that I thought was boring. And that's obviously the second story I just mentioned. And you know, but at least, you know, Nicholas Hoult did a good job playing Renfield. You know, he eats bugs, he gets superpowers. But overall, I thought this film, it could have been a little bit something more. Was I bored by this movie? Yes, to be honest, somewhat. Is this movie horrible? Not necessarily. It's underwhelming, like I mentioned before, and it's just a film I thought it tried too much to juggle too many things at once. At least, you know, there are some good aspects of this film, but just putting that other story just kind of ruins the film for me. I didn't hate this movie, but at the same time, I can't say it's a great film. It's just, in my opinion, this was one big missed opportunity. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. What saved this one from being a dumpster fire was acting from Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult. Had those two not been in this film, this one would have been pretty forgettable. Because honestly, I didn't care about the other storyline with the mob boss family or those characters. And quite frankly, it just took the focus away from Renfield and Dracula, and to me, it just felt out of place. At least the action scenes were enjoyable, and overall, this one, it did a good job of just portraying the character that Dracula was, but in a comedic aspect of it. Nonetheless, if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage movies, then certainly check this one out because despite its issues, it is worth the time. And that is my review of the film Renfield. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie if you have seen it. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.